What's up, guys? Welcome to the hands-on project for bash scripting. We have 12 examples here. We're going to go through each one by one. I'm going to describe what is going on in each example for you. We're going to get started with the while loop. So this is our first example here. So we're going to create a bash file with the name while_example.sh to know the use of the while loop. So in the example, the while loop will iterate for 5 times. The value of the count variable will increment by 1 in each step, and then when the value of the count is 5, then the while loop is going to terminate. So we have our setup here. We're going to go ahead and create this script and see how it works. So I'm going to go over to my virtual box here. I'm going to log in. There we go. Open my terminal. Yes, alright. So we're going to name this one. So we're going to open our text editor, Vim. Okay. We're going to name this one while example.sh. Let me adjust my screen here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Oops. Alright, so Vim while underscore example .sh. That's going to open the text editor for us. I'm going to hit I for insert mode. We always start our scripts with the hash pling, which tells the loader what interpreter to use. So this is telling the script that we're using the bash shell. Okay. Now we're going to set up a first variable. It's going to be called valid. We're going to set that variable equal to true. Okay, so this variable is going to equal the true value. Okay, so when we're scripting, true and false is a very important concept to understand. Okay, so a variable can be true, or it can be false, or it can hold values, or it can hold strings. Okay, or even numbers. All right. So in this case, we're not saying that the valid equals the word true. We're saying it holds the value of true, meaning this variable is true. We're going to see how that takes play in effect here in a second. We're going to set up a second variable called count. We are going to set that to the number 1. Okay? We're going to go ahead and start our while loop. So when we do while loops, we always start with while. And then we set up the first thing. So the first construct here. So we're going to say while variable valid. Oops, square bracket. We're going to say do. And notice when I type do, I put it in line with the while here. That's important. These need to be lined up, okay? So guys, like I said, this is holding the variable or the value true here in the variable valid, okay? So we're going to say while variable valid, which is in this case true. So while this is true, do echo. We're actually going to indent this, okay? Count, okay? So just like for loops, the commands you do are always indented away from the beginning of the statement, okay? So it's while this is true, do, and then the things we want to do are indented after it, okay? We're actually going to throw an if statement in here. So we'll say if, okay? And this is going to be in line with while, right? This is a new statement. So if what we want to test, if variable count is equal -eq to 5, then break. Now guys, break here is a command. It's saying break the loop, right? Cancel the loop. And then we always end if statements with phi, which is if spelled backwards. So if statements, we always have our statement here, right? If whatever this is true, then do this, which in this case is break. Phi, end the statement, okay? Then we have one more thing we got to do. So we're going to use a double parentheses, count, plus plus. So guys, this is kind of unique. So what this is doing is it's taking our count variable, and these two plus signs are saying, hey, add 1 oops, I need to delete this space here. Add 1 to the count variable every time that this while loop runs, okay? Now we need to finish our while loop. And how we do that is we say done, okay? So guys, spacing is super important when we're bash scripting, okay? So we have our statement while do these commands. If this is true, then do these commands phi. And we're closing our while loop here. So you close a while loop with the done phrase, okay? So this if statement is part of this while loop. So we got to close all this out. So the if statement was closed, okay? So this was closed out with phi. Now we got to close this while loop, which is done. Okay? So valid is equal to true. So while this is true, and this is always going to be true because we set it to true, do this. Okay? So how we escape that is we set the count variable, this one, equal to 5, then break it. When that becomes true, then this is going to break the while loop. Alright, let's try that out. So I'm going to do escape, right quit to save this. I have to make it executable. Okay. While underscore example .sh. So now it's executable. There's two ways you can run a script. You can do a / as long as the script is in your current directory. And if I do an ls, you'll see there it is. Okay. So since it's in my current directory, I can do a / while example.sh. Okay. And there you go. You see it runs it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The count variable finally equaled 5, so it broke the while loop. Okay. If we didn't have that if statement in there, this would just go on forever and ever and ever, just adding 1 to it each time. The other way you can run a script is you can actually use the bash command and then your script name. Okay. Now keep in mind that you're going to have to give the full path if this script is still not in your current directory. If this was in another directory, I would have to give the full path to that script. And there you see it runs the script just the same as using /. Okay, so that is how you would run the while loop.